why we compare ourselves, and how to stop. Have you ever caught yourself scrolling through someone's perfect holiday pictures or that friend's new car, and suddenly your mood just dropped? You were fine a minute ago until your brain whispered you are falling behind. Hi, I am Tim Godho, a psychologist and coach in Nairobi, Kenya, and this is Tim Psych Mind in Minutes, the channel that brings you mental health and emotional wellness in plain language. Take some time to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I respond to all comments. In English, they call it keeping up with the Joneses. Here in Kenya, it's more like keeping up with the Kamaus or the Otienos. That silent race to look successful, happy, or fulfilled. But where does this pressure come from? And what does it do to our minds?
Coach Tim, why do we compare ourselves with others so much, even when we know it makes us unhappy?
Comparison is deeply human. In psychology, we have social comparison theory, which dates back to 1954 with Leon Festinger. We naturally measure ourselves against others to make sense of who we are. But today, we live in a comparison minefield. Social media, status updates, even church and family gatherings. Everywhere we turn, we are confronted by people's best moments. And the mind, being what it is, fills in the gaps. They are doing better than me. That constant measuring creates what cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, calls negative automatic thoughts. Silent comparisons that chip away at our happiness and self-worth. You start doubting your journey. You start living life like it's competition, one that you never signed for.
Comparison can get ridiculous. Can you think of a story that illustrates this?
I once had this from a colleague psychologist of a man driving with his whole family going up country. The children kept pestering him to overtake another car that was ahead of them. So he pressed on the accelerator, but the other car stayed ahead. He pressed harder and the chase went on without success. He did not know the other driver. There was no competition, yet there he was in an undeclared race, risking everyone's safety to prove what exactly? That's the vanity and the loneliness of comparison, competing against people who don't even know that we are racing, risking the peace, health, and safety for validation that doesn't exist.
Is comparison always bad?
Let's be fair. Comparison isn't always toxic. It is also how we learn, admire mentors, and grow. The problem isn't that we compare, but why we do it. There is a kind of comparison that's envy-driven. Why don't I have what they have? And another that is reflective. What can I learn from them? Or how far have I come let me invite you to ask better questions when comparison sneaks in. Instead of, why are they ahead of me? Ask, what can I appreciate about what I already have? Instead of, when will I get there? Ask, what's my next step? When we ask better questions, comparisons becomes less about despair and more about gratitude and growth.
Why then can't we establish an objective human standard of achievement against which we can do comparison with each other?
Here is an important truth. We don't all start from the same point. As the saying goes, cut your coat according to your cloth. Even the Bible reminds us, each person is given different talents, not to compete, but to multiply what is in their hands. You might not be the fastest, but you're still moving, and that movement matters. So before asking, why am I not there yet? Try asking, what have I done with what I was given? That question brings back perspective, calm, and self-respect.
So now, how do we stop living through comparison?
Well, in therapy, we don't just say stop. Stop and do what? We shift. When you notice comparison, pause and label it. That's comparison talking. Then replace it with a grounding thought like, my journey is mine. You can also try what we call selective attention, choosing what you feed your mind. If certain social media accounts trigger envy, mute them. Fill your feed with people and ideas that lift, not drain. Finally, use gratitude as an anchor. Each day, name one big thing you've done well, not compared to anyone, but compared to who you were yesterday. That's how you retrain the mind, gently and firmly. It's not about silence, it's about shifting focus. So, next time you feel the sting of comparison, remember that man racing up country, risking peace in a competition that no one declared. Your life is not a race, it is a journey with your own time, your own cloth, your own road.
So when we stop comparing, are we not killing ambition?
Now, let's be clear. This isn't about killing ambition. It's about purifying it. You can still dream big, build and stretch, but do it from a place of purpose, not pressure. Having your own story doesn't mean lowering your goals. It means defining them by your own authentic values, gifts, talents, personality, interests, and goals. You can admire others without imitating them. You can celebrate progress without racing. Comparison screams, prove yourself. Growth whispers, improve yourself. That's the difference. Stay curious, stay kind, and remember, your story is unfolding just fine. I am Tim, and this has been Tim Psych Mind in Minutes. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, I invite you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let's interact. More truth, less stigma here on Tim Psych.